Hello everyone, welcome back. Before we continue building our API components, let's take a few minutes to understand one of the most important concepts in MuleSoft, the Mule Event. So every time a request reaches your Mule application, MuleSoft creates something called Mule Event. You can think of a Mule Event as a package that carries all the information about the request while it travels through your Mule flow. A Mule event mainly consists of two parts: event source and event processors. The event source is where Mule event is created. In our application, the HTTP listener acts as the event source. When a client sends an HTTP request, the HTTP listener receives it and creates the Mule event. This event contains everything MuleSoft needs to process the requests. For example, if we invoke this endpoint pet123, the HTTP listener creates a Mule event that includes the request details, basically with the request headers and a request payload. Then the event processor. So once the Mule event is created, it moves to a series of event processors. Each processor performs a specific task. For example, one processor might log a message, another might transform the data, another might call an external API, and another might retrieve data from a database. So each processor receives the Mule event, perform its works, and update the events if necessary, and pass it to the next processor. You can think of it like an assembly line. The request enters to the event source, then moves to the several event process until the final response is produced. In our current flow, the listener creates the Mule event. So this is our listener. Listener creates the Mule event. The logger process it by writing a message to the console. And finally, the response is returned to the client. So in this case, we have only one event processor. That's the logger, right? So basically, the left-hand side of this line acts as the event source, and the right-hand side acts as the event processor. So it can contain series of components, processing components, right? So basically, if you consider a Mule event, it has a payload, attributes, and variable, right? So as we continue this series, we'll add more event processors such as transform, message, variables, HTTP requests, database, and choice routers. So you will see how the Mule event changes, it flows through the application. Understanding the Mule event is essential because almost every Mule component reads information from it, modify it, or adds new information before passing it to the next processor. Now that we understand the basic of the Mule event, so let's continue building our application components. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.